Welcome back to the False Nine TV channel. Thank you for tuning in, and we are doing our weekly Paraguay Primera División prediction show where you see me make a fool of myself every single week. Match day 19 of 22 went about as good as match day 18 of 22, where the past 2 weeks I've only predicted one game correct. To be fair, I do not predict draws. I only predict winners. So, to be fair, there were some draws this past weekend, so that did not help my case any. So, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with Deportivo Recoleta taking on Sportivo Lequino. And that game is, at the time of recording this, is tomorrow, and it is the only game tomorrow. So, in this game, I'm going to have to go with Recoleta to take down Lequino. I believe Recoleta is going to have a little bit more firepower than Lequino, and I'm going to see this is going to be a close game, which means it's probably not going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a close game, and we're going to see a 1-1 game come down to the last few minutes, and Recoleta is going to pull this one out in the last 10 minutes. So we have one game on Saturday, which is Olimpia taking on General Caballero. And I'm going to pick Olimpia, and I'm pretty confident on this one. I believe Olimpia is going to be looking to get a victory after the, I don't want to say meltdown, but after a game they probably should have won against Libertad. So I'm going to pick Olimpia to win this one. And for their own sake, they're probably going to be trying to make this a little bit of a dominant win. So we have two games on Sunday. Our first being Trinadense taking on Cerro Porteño. Now, I do believe there is a slight chance that Cerro Porteño is on a bit of a high after that victory against Guaraní. But I do think they're going to come in and handle business. I think they're going to get the victory over a tough Trinadense team. But I'm going to go with Cerro Porteño to get the victory. Now, on Sunday, we have another game, which is Guaraní taking on Libertad. Now, Libertad is one of those clubs where they're their own worst enemy. They do meltdowns when they shouldn't, and they also show heart when you least expect it. My heart wants to pick Libertad in this game, but I can't do that. I'm taking Guaraní to get a nice bounce back victory, although I'm hoping that doesn't happen. On Monday, we have two games. Sportivo Emiliano taking on Dos de Mayo. Now, the game that I was probably the most wrong about this past weekend was I predicted Dos de Mayo to have an easy victory. And in fact, they did not. And it was quite an ugly loss. So this week, I am going to pick Dos de Mayo to redeem themselves against Sportivo Emiliano and pick up the victory. Our last game of the week is Nacional taking on Timbatari. So Nacional is on a bit of a free fall, and still somehow they are not in the bottom half of the table, I don't believe. I believe they're setting around, let me double check here. I believe they were going to be setting around 6th place in the standings right now. 5th place in the standings right now. So they're somehow still 5th place, and even though they're on a bit of a winless streak. So I'm going to pick Nacional to finally stop their free fall and pick up a victory against Atletico Timbatari, and I'm going to predict a 2-0 victory for Nacional. So there you have it. There's this week's Primera División predictions from the Gringo. Let's see how many I get right. Hopefully more than one. Let me know in the comments how many you think we're getting right this week. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Peace out, and I hope you all are safe.